Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The Trickster Rogue is returning for more dungeoning. Getting hit by some nasty attacks though, so let's heal up. Pretty much picking up from where we left off last time. Being laughed at by kobolds is just annoying. Alright, so should we cut these spiders up like last time? Look at that. Oh man, it does a ton of damage to them too. It's beautiful. Alright, let's move on. We're not too far off from a level. Go ahead and back off and leave my clone around to play. Blood swarm spiders, eh? Excellent. Portcullis unlocked, and we've got ourselves a wonderful treasure chest. So it looks like the traps won't glow red unless they've been triggered at least once. Minions kind of falling from the sky there as they load in. It's kind of funny. Alright, we'll go over here to cure some wounds and to refresh the fire buff. And use an ability I didn't mean to use. Fortunately, that does have a 24-second cooldown roughly. So... Alright, minions. Yeah, we're fine. Gotcha. Yeah, lots of tricks to take these guys out. See, that Dazing Strike is probably something I should lead off a little more with, but it does so much damage that I kind of like using it to dispatch the weaker enemies at times. Let's kind of turn around here. Alright, just need to find the way to open that. We've already completed the scrolls quest, so any other scrolls on the ground are not interactable, so having a way to kind of initiate combat at range is really nice, and definitely a welcome addition to a rogue kit. So let's stun our guard here with the shield. Oh, a nature kit again. Those are nice to find, especially considering there's no classes with that ability at this point. So I gotta say the control scheme here has been pretty nice. Using the WSAD, and then the primary abilities are Q, R, and E. Left and right mouse button, and of course your class specific is tab, or your class special ability. Being tab is pretty nice. So I've opened the portcullis. Let's just use that. Got it charged up, no point in not using it. Let's see how much action points I get from letting him hit it. Yeah, not a lot. But combine that with also hitting them with my melee, and I should get a decent amount of action points when I need it. Excellent. I just love being able to kind of stun them and take them out. More thievery. As you can see, there's actually uncommon rarity crafting mats. Let me just kind of go into the crafting tab real fast. So, such as Residium, and then I've of course got a Desert Rose and Dark Clovers. Just really looking forward to seeing what I can make with those and what the crafting in this will be like. I'm kind of hoping it won't be on the simplistic level of, say, WoW, you know. I kind of want to see something that's going to be a little more involved. For example, Guild Wars, the crafting system in that game, at first I really liked it. I liked the fact that you have to do these discoveries to level up. And I still like that feature, but unfortunately when it comes to leveling, discoveries are like the only way. Alright, let's go ahead and use my shadow. Uh-oh. Oh, that was pretty cool. Oh. Got a major ability coming up behind me, so I'm trying to keep away here. So with this mage, I can kind of attack from a range. Of course, it looks like he's got an ability that just lets him hit me. Let's just put a stun on you and finish you off, shall we? Wasn't too bad. And I don't have any religion kits. Okay, some quest items. Broken idol. Okay, looks like that starts a quest. Yep, false idols. Cool, so you can start quests by finding items. That's nice to know. Alright, since I progressed through a few dungeons, I guess now's a pretty good time to just see if anything was really an upgrade. That is locked out because it's too high. Not my class, not my class. So it makes me wonder what they'll do is when they add more classes, because you can see here this is for Guardian fighters. Will they make it so that items like this will be usable by multiple classes, and then will it say requires more than one class? That'd be kind of neat. As it stands right now, it looks like a lot of items are designed specifically for each class, very specifically. So next level I'll be able to use this armor. And it looks like I have one armor here that I can use, so I've been kind of gimping myself. We can see this gives me more AC, or armor class. Also gives me penetration and defense, so we'll go ahead and equip that. I have a dagger here with more power. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show this here, and this is kind of a flaw of the game. There is no button to push to compare my main hand, or my weapon I'm hovering over right now, with my offhand weapon. So, for example, in World of Warcraft or even Diablo, if I were to hit a button, I believe Path of Exile even does this, I'm pretty sure. If I were to push a button, I could compare it instead of my main hand to my offhand. This game doesn't allow you to do that. So rather unfortunate. In order to do that, like right now I'm looking at it, obviously it's not as good as my main hand. So to compare, I'm going to switch my main hand to my offhand, and now I'll compare it, and yes, it is better. So it's better damage and power, so we'll go ahead and equip that. Now, as far as if the main hand or offhand matters, I don't believe so. Skills appear to have damage on them, like this is a 109 to 130. Let's go ahead and swap them and see what it says. 109 to 130. So it looks like the skills are going to have a set amount of damage, and so unlike most games where it depends on either your main hand or your offhand or using a combination of both, it looks like the skills are going to have just an amount of damage that they're based around and balanced around, which is quite possible and is perfectly fine. So there's another level 6 armor I can't use. This gives me recovery. Oh, that's nice. That would allow me to use my ability more often. So here we go. This is going to be an interesting choice. It's the same amount of damage, 19 to 23. I do lose 1 damage from... I don't know what I'm losing it from, actually. They both say 19 to 23. There must be something else at play that it's not telling me. But I lose my deflection, which, you know, helps me survive, for 10 recovery. Now, whether or not that's going to be a lot, I'm not sure, because if we were to look at, you know, we looked at this last time, such as my intelligence giving me recovery. Let's just kind of see where recovery is. Here we go. So 0%. It's probably going to be so minor that it's not even a big deal. So I probably won't use it. I think we're doing okay for now. I'm going to sell a bunch of these items. Let's get out of here. Alright, both our turn-ins are right here, so let's go ahead and talk to Grace and complete the nest egg. I'm now level 6.
Black Lake District is a mess, and I'm not just talking.
Shove off. You got the scrolls? Good. And I got your money.
Look at that, even with that quest turn in.
Cold-balled bugger popped one of his lungs.
Looks like I'm about 35% into level already. That's a pretty good chunk. I honestly think there's some decent progression here that happens fairly quickly, at least in the beginning. And that's nice to see because it kind of keeps you enticed, keeps you hooked. And let's see, I can now use some of this armor. Ooh, that gives me 25 recovery. That's not bad. Let's go ahead and put that on. I lose the armor pin, but I want to see what my recovery is. So let's see, that's 10 seconds. This is 25 seconds. Let's see what happens when I wear this. Let's see, major dip. Okay, 25 seconds is down to 24.9. So, alright. A difference of 25 recovery, not a big deal. It is still better as far as armor is concerned. Let's compare it to this one. This makes me lose 25 recovery to gain 25 deflection. So I'd rather have that. 0.1 second, not a big deal. If I was focusing on reduction, then I might. But right now, not a big deal at all. So the difference here, lose 4 armor, lose a deflection. So yeah, definitely want to have this for the deflection, and that would be great to have. So the broken idol is apparently my next quest. It'll take us over here by the shop, so I'm going to go ahead and sell the items real fast. Give us a chance to look at the merchants. See, it's pretty basic. They give you particular stats. I mean, very standard MMO fare here. You see my weapons. I can take a look at all the weapons. So this is kind of nice to see that they let you just filter it out so you can see only the weapons you can use. But if you're interested in the other classes to see what they offer, you can. So if a friend wants you to buy an item or something, you can come here to do that. And as you can see, rarity does increase, much like any other game. Green is the magic, blue moves on from there, so green, blue, and then whatever colors they happen to have. Can't tell you what they are because I really don't know. So double clicking to sell. Now unfortunately the thing about selling unidentified items is that they only sell for 1 copper. So if you can lose, or you don't mind losing a scroll of identification, then you can definitely get much more for your money if you identify. So let's get rid of those, and very quickly, I'm not sure about those daggers. More damage, more power, more critical strike, less deflection. Well, I don't mind losing a little bit of deflection considering the power, damage, and critical strike. Let's equip that one, and then once again we'll do this little trick here. And, okay, this is better in each way, so we'll go ahead and equip that. So there we go, we've kind of just swapped the weapons around, and we were able to figure out what was better. So while we're here, let's go ahead and look at the trader here, since these guys deal with gems. As you can see, gems are expensive. 21,000 gems, that's a lot. Now, if I'm right about my recollection, I'm getting about 1,000 to 2,000 gems each hour, then yeah, that's about 10 hours worth of just pure gameplay. Because you can't get the gems unless you're in-game to pray to your god for favor. So that's not terrible. You know, let's say you play an hour a day, that's 10 days, so a little 2 weeks. If you play for 2 hours, then you're looking at less, about getting a weapon a week if you need it. As you can see here, there's a nice little weapon mod system, much like gem slots. You can enhance these items, and they do have colored slots, kind of like the World of Warcraft set bonus or gem bonuses, but a little bit different. I will be going over that later, probably in its own section. But basically, you get augments that have stats based on whatever color you put them in. So let's say you equate it to Diablo 3, right? Items you put in a weapon affect the weapon different than they affect if you put it in armor. In this case, the color is the deciding factor, not what armor it is. So here we've got, take the broken idol over here to Rick's, I believe. And then from there, I go to the Bazaar Merchant, so I'm pretty much just talk to the person next to her. Complete, get a scroll up, identify. And of course, we can go here into her Bazaar. Here we go. I can go ahead and talk about it real fast since I have some items here that will let me show it off. Let's say, for example, here, this silvery glyph. If I've got a weapon with a red socket, and I put this into it, you can see it doesn't give me all three. It doesn't give me the glory, the recovery, and deflection. It would, if it was a red socket, it would just give me recovery. If it were green or blue, whichever color it is, it would give me deflection. So as you can see, each one's going to have its own set of benefits of what you'll put into it. Same thing happens with companions. They have their own modification slots available to them. Not sure we'll quite get that far. You get a companion around level 15. Which is quite nice. If you're interested in getting companions, I have heard that you can get a guardian and a cleric companion down the road, which is pretty much the tank and healer. So if you don't feel the need for a tank and healer right away, and you can do without them, grab one of the other damage dealing companions when you do your companion quest. Alright, we're going into the Black Lake District. And of course, more lore has come available.
Our best hope for finding Karzov and the stolen crown lies with the Nasher Cutpurse Gothwin Cooper, who took part of...
And we can see here we've got a gentleman that is actually selling the kits if you ever need them. Magical supplies for gems, consumables, obviously potions. Do you need potions? Do you need arcana, nature, dungeoneering, religion? They're 1 silver, 50 copper a piece. Remember, they are one-time use. So if you wanted to carry like 10, that's going to be 10 silver. I don't want to spend my money right away. Now this guy is something I mentioned in an earlier video. This is one of the NPCs that can get you a player-created quest. So if I talk to this guy, I can ask him what's happening nearby. And there's nothing featured. So that's probably something given by the devs or something like that. But we can see here I've got this local Red Rock Heritage. Author is a player. You can see by the @Quimmy. I can click on that and we can see that it's got a summary. It's pretty much got a user rating, it seems. You can look at the reviews. You can accept it. You can decline it. It tells you roughly how long it takes people to complete it. So 11 minutes isn't bad. As far as what rewards you get, I'm not sure. I'm going to be bypassing that for now, and I will probably be able to talk about that another time when I've got a chance to sit down with some of these features. Right now I want to get through and do a little bit of leveling to show off a few more skills of the rogue. And this way I can possibly move on to other classes to show you guys. So we're picking up sacks of goods here, and I'm really not sure. I'm guessing this is oil. It's kind of a real thick viscous thing. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Good, he's tricked. Now the other guy's tricked too. Alright, well the snipers are not though, so let's take them out. And it looks like my friend the Hobbit was able to take them out. So let's continue going, get this recruit down. Very nice. Just keep killing enemies. You can see killing them will give us the sacks, or we can find them throughout the world. And as you can see, the path will extend out, and you notice how it's got kind of a cone facing to the left. So you can tell... I'm just going to go ahead and use my daily. Roughly where you're supposed to be and what direction you will want to look at. So this is telling me that some of the stuff I need is here, and it's roughly telling me over here, hey, look in this direction, see if you can find what you need. There, I've already completed that. Search for clues for seeking a suspect, so we've already found one clue. Going this way and see, there it is. It's saying, hey, look over here, and there is a scroll, it looks like. I found a clue. Zoink Scoob! It was the old man who was a farmer and wearing a rubber mask. As you can see, rogues are really great at dispatching their enemy. I don't know damage comparisons, rogues compared to great sword fighters, but when I was in a group and we were able to see the final damage comparison, my rogue was putting out like the the highest amount of damage, and it was kind of nice to see. So I'm looking at this class as being probably the current top-end DPS. The wizard, since it's a control wizard, is really more around well, as the name implies, control. Crowd control effects, manipulating the battlefield the way they want it. So they do decent damage, but their big thing is control, and you can usually just keep an enemy stunned or controlled in some way. So control wizards have the biggest advantage when it comes to one-on-one fights. Whereas we rogues are really great for manipulating, and we can do a lot of damage to a group of enemies with our ultimate, if we decide to use it, or daily. I like calling it ultimate, it just kind of makes sense for the way they implemented the system. So we're going to invoke at range, pull back, possibly get their attention, and as we can see, oop, dodge. Okay, finally tricked the big guy, so now I can get up behind him. Let's go ahead and... there we go. Gone. So enemies that are higher level than you, as long as you use your skills effectively, you can take them out. I have taken out giant enemies by just running around tricking them. Now, it's a little harder right now, and I'm not doing as great of a job right now, but part of that's because I don't have my cloaking, my stealth ability yet. Once I get stealth, it'll really change the way this class plays. So we're done here, so we're going to go and do the return. That, I believe, is an Arcana box. Yes, it is.
The Black Lake District is a dangerous place.
Oh, Mayor bless your heart. These make a good...
I've been keeping the dismissive...
Alright, level up to level 7 and a new quest.
And the Crown, a gang of were-rat thieves known as the Dead.
So we get a new encounter ability. And this one is Deft Strike. So as you can see, this is my third encounter power. And you can tell, just looking at the bottom, you can see how this works. You get 2 at-wills. So these are colored kind of the green for at-will. 3 encounters, so they're colored red. And you have, of course, your special ability, which is set. And then you have, looks like, these are kind of augments, I guess. You have 2 daily powers that you can invoke. I don't know when the second one unlocks. It doesn't tell you here. But you can see here by level 11 I have 3. I have gotten to that point where I can choose between the 3 and just socket them here at any time. As far as when you get the second, I don't know. Be kind of nice to have a second one to choose from, though. Alright, so Deft Strike, this is a 14-second cooldown, 98 to 117. Teleport behind your enemy, delivers a painful stab, and it slows the enemy for a short duration. If I'm stealthed, the range is increased to about 80, looks like 80 feet, and allows you to teleport to friendly targets. So if you're stealthed, I can go to a friendly target if I so desire. So it's nice to see that while you're stealthed, each of your encounter abilities does something different. Let's kind of take a look real quick. For example here, Dazing Strike, activation time is reduced. That's not a big deal. Bait and Switch, really nice though. Refills the stealth meter, and it doesn't remove you from stealth. So I can put down a decoy, have the enemies hit it while I hit the enemy from behind. Deft Strike obviously increases the range, so from 60 to 80, and I can teleport to friendly targets. Here we have a Lashing Blade. It's focus your strength into one furious attack, inflicting massive damage. This is pretty much your backstab ability, because while stealth, it deals 50% additional damage. And it's already a pretty big ability. It's quite nice. So you see we can get levels up on Dazing Strike. Here we have a Shadow Strike. Strike your target from a medium range, fills your stealth bar. This is a nice ability. I've started using this for my stealth build, because you pretty much instantly fills your stealth bar when you hit it. So when you're out of stealth, you can use it to get your stealth build back up so you can go back into it. If you're already in stealth, you can use it to extend it. So I like combining Shadow Strike with Bait and Switch, because then I can basically triple the length of stealth. And since you do 25% more damage while in stealth, you can see where that's a lot of damage. Of course, there's a feat that you could go into here, where you get 6% more damage if you put 3 points into it after you get out of stealth. See, that's nice if I weren't going into trying to extend my stealth. So that kind of a feat I probably wouldn't pick for my rogue that I'm keeping in stealth all the times. So anything else? There's some abilities I haven't looked at yet. Blitz. throw a fan of blades directly out in front of you, and if you're stealth, it slows all the targets hit. So that's kind of nice. Of course, the downside is you do get pulled out of stealth when you use these abilities. So for something like this, where it slows them all, you're probably going to do that in either in a group, or you're about to be knocked out of stealth anyway, and you want to slow them down so you can try and get away.
We cannot guarantee your safety beyond this point.
So that's kind of nice. So I'm going to get away because those guys are very chatty, and I don't want to listen to them anymore. And let's see what we can do with this lovely new ability. And as you can see, I must have a target to use it, although my other abilities I can kind of invoke at any time. Now this is something that this game I've really enjoyed about this game so far. A lot of dungeon areas have basically been made available right from the get-go. Let's go ahead and teleport. That's a nice ability. Hello, hello. Chase me down, chase me down. Oh. Did I not have the cooldown back? Or maybe I just targeted it wrong. Being able to manipulate the battlefield is pretty cool. Misdirections, deceptions. I think this is one of the few games that I've seen that really, in my mind, handles rogues in a very... I don't want to say, you know, in a very accurate light, but, I mean, that's what a character like a rogue can really specialize in, is battlefield manipulation. Alright, so we've got... Yeah, talking to this guy we can get a bunch of different choices. Pretty much just looks like you're asking him for information, so goodbye. Old Jetty. I probably should have talked to him before I took his stuff. So I really like the way they've handled this and this rogue class. Now here, another thing I like is that, you know, if you keep moving forward, obviously that's the right way, but if you take the time to turn around, you'll notice, hey, there's a treasure chest over here with items. And an unidentified +1. Excellent. Let's identify this, shall we? What else do I have? That is a devoted cleric. And as you can see, it only sells for 1 copper until I identify it. So let's just kind of take a look at this. Once again, 1 copper. We'll identify this, and now it goes all the way up to 43 copper. Critical strike and deflection. I lose 20 maximum hit points. That's fine. Deflection is good, and critical strike is helping me with my damage, so we'll go ahead and equip that. And as you can see, this is one of those items, because it's a magic +1. And you can see it's also got bind on equip. So there is a binding system. Equip this. No one else can get it. I can't trade it to anybody. So it's got those standard trappings of the bindings and whatnot. So some items can be put on without binding, some can't. Alright, let's go ahead and put the shadow up. Alright, got 2 of them tricked. That's all I really needed right there was the shadow. Ooh. Nature kit. Oh, I'm having some nice success. I have to tell you, last night when I was first playing, I was running into an issue where my kits were pretty much breaking every time. Uh-oh. Beautiful. Pull the teleport right into the shadow bait and switch. Is that Arcana? Arcana. So once again, let's look behind the staircase, and hey, there you go. Ooh, and here we go, some actual trap design. Trap right in the floor. Let's go ahead and disarm that before we interact with the chest. Nothing we can use other than the copper. Oh! Ow. Okay, so maybe I take back what I said about the traps being easy to find. So in this instance, as you can see... Oh, come on, what do you mean out of line of sight? How am I supposed to disarm it if I can't... Oh, well. So those are well hidden. That I like. Let's go into first person, take a look. So I'm going to have to be more careful about those. Looks like I've got my daily, so let's go ahead and... Alright, my shadow's out there. We're going to try and... Yeah, let's get this guy. He's a mage. Close the gap. Mind the gap. Oh. As you can see, my action points have filled up quite a bit just from them attacking my shadow. And of course there are feats that you can get that will increase the action point gain. So depending upon how you want to play, you can obviously make your own type of character. Oh, nice. Teleported in. Use the dazing strike and it hit two people at once. So there's a little bit of a cleaving effect if you can aim fairly well, or the enemies are right on top of each other. So that's good. Oh. So I have to admit this Deft strike is not one I really care for. I mean, the teleportation is kind of nice. But I usually... Well, if you're combat, it's probably the best, because you can teleport in, and this is where I was talking about combos. Bill of sale. Leadership, no level requirement. Is you can teleport in with that ability, and then quickly hit the dazing strike, and that's a 2-hit combo. You know, go in, Death Strike, combo into it, and then Shadow Step out with bait and switch, and you got a pretty nasty combo right there. You basically get in there, you hit them hard, and then you get out. So here I could go in, hit him, and get out. As you can see, I've almost got my daily again. Yeah, he's nearly dead. Not going to worry about getting out of his move. As a rogue that's built for stealth, it's not an ability I tend to use, though, because I get behind them with stealth anyway, and I don't want to use an ability that's going to break stealth. I want to use something that's going to extend it. So it's all about what you want to do. And again, you can change these abilities on the fly. Not in the dungeon proper, but at the campfires and things like that, or in town. Those are when you can do it. Alright, I got a lair key. Now I'm going to look over here. We can see there's some traps down there. And what looks like some poison gas. So this, as you see, is surrounded by these 4 levers. It looks like they are in various positions, so left and right. So those 2 on the outside there are outwards, these 2 are inwards. Let's go ahead and... Oh, okay, so it manipulates more than one. If I switch this, It flips these two. What about this one? Okay, it looks like it flips the one over there as well. So if I were to flip this, get that to the left, so those two are on the left, that one's on the left, they all are on the left. So now I'll hit this one and they both... There you go! Kind of a basic puzzle, but that is really cool. So as you can see there, just get them to flip to the opposite sides. It completely undoes the gas trap underneath here, and we can come in and take the treasure chest. Not bad. Healing silver. Actually, silver is pretty nice there. And as you can see, even if you don't have the ability to see traps, you can kind of see these are different tiles, so you kind of don't want to step on those. So yeah, the fact that there's something like this, just a puzzle, some kind of puzzle to solve inside a dungeon that nothing more than a way to get more items, is fantastic. And that is always something that has been part of kind of a mainstay, if you will, of a Dungeons and Dragons, you know? I mean, what's a Dungeons and Dragons game without really cool secret rooms and loot to find? You know, even if the stat system doesn't play like a traditional Dungeons and Dragons game, you know, where I have a 2-hit value and additional damage based on dex or something like that. You know, it's fine. It can play like a traditional MMO. It's got to have just certain things about the world that invoke that D&D feeling, though. Okay, got another key. You see there, the teleport was a nice one-hit kill, and I used it right as you're about to aim, so it gave me a nice escape. Fleabottom, huh? I'm gonna deal with that. Alright, got a stun on him, which is great. Do a bit of damage while he's knocked out, and then pull away with the shadows. Alright. Another stun. He's now slow if I want to pull away. Of course, it looks like it wore off. Oh, out of daggers. Time to move in and do some killing. Alright, potion time. Not bad. As you can see in the lower right hand corner, I got quite a few potions.
Yes.
Not really concerned.
To steal the crown in Neverwinter. I was a loyal Nasher, but
Yet another dungeon complete. I gotta tell you, it's having so many dungeons to do at the beginning is just, it feels good, because I really feel like I'm doing a nice traditional dungeon crawl, just going around finding all these items. It's very nice. So what have I got here? Looks like an unidentified dagger. I have an Arcana kit. That's nice. What have we got? 31 power, 17 crit, so it gives me damage, power, crit. I lose some deflection. Let's go ahead and put that on. Trade again. And I lose damage, power, and crit, but gain deflection. Yeah, okay. I think I've got the items I need.